guys, welcome to the Voyager Project. This is episode 7 of our build, and we're going to walk you through how we got these frames up on the wall behind us. Hope you enjoy.
That's good. I like that. So we have our 2 dog cheerleaders in the barn today with us, keeping us company. It's nice to have the bus inside because you might be able to hear that it is extremely windy outside right now. I guess this part of the year in Ohio where there's like 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts of wind. Power goes out a lot, etc. So it's nice to be inside where we're protected and a little bit warmer. We get the task lights keeping us warm again. Okay, so this is the process that we're in right now for putting in these wall studs. And the wall studs are meant to act as a buffer between this, the insulation that's going to go against this wall, and then our finished wall material in the inside of the bus. So this is actually quite the process, and we have a lot of things out right now. So the first step is making sure that this is level. Check for 90 degrees. And then the next step in this process is once it's at 90 degrees, locking this down. We have the window open from the outside, and we have these clamps. And this is good because it holds it down for us. You could switch these two, depending on what you'd want to do first. You can either begin countersinking, like we have over here, where we go in a certain depth so that the length of the screw is just long enough to enter into this metal without going through the other side, and then also without being too short and only barely holding on. So it's like this hole here goes about this deep, and then we have the screw go from here to here. And that way it's locked in there pretty tight. And we can put stuff on the front of it without worrying about it like jiggling off. Or you can do where we have these 2 bolts coming in on the bottom holding it to this base plate. And for everything that we're doing, we're pre-drilling or countersinking or both, and then the actual screw. And for these bottom ones, we're using these 3-inch long wood-to-wood screws, and it's going in at an angle and eventually ends up looking like this inside the wood. That holds that down. And then for the wall, we're using pole barn, which are coated anti-rust, as well as have the silicone seal, which isn't necessarily necessary. I don't think I'm saying that right. It's not necessary, but it's on there anyway to know when to take it off, and it wouldn't hurt, as far as we know. So this is what goes into the wood and then the metal, and that's key because these are 2 different screws for 2 different purposes, and this would be too long and possibly poke out the backside, which we don't want. This is the difference. We have all these 3 different drills doing different things. This one we have set up for countersinking, and then this also saves us time because having to switch in between all these different bits would just take way too long. So we have countersinking, we have pre-drilling, and then we have the actual impact driver that we use for the screw itself. Ryan, do your shower dance.
I'll probably be sitting in a shower.
Yeah. Drop it low. Yeah, so that box on the ground is essentially where the shower is gonna go, right behind the wheel well. To here is our shower. Alright, so Ryan's gonna be explaining how we framed our bathroom wall and why it looks the way it is.
Alright, so this is the back wall to the bathroom. So the kitchen's right here. This wall, bathroom with the glass face, shower door, and then there's gonna be another wall right here. So what we're doing is we're using incremental 2x2 pieces and just cutting them with the curve of the roof of the bus. You can really bend a piece, and then anchoring all those into the roof really nice and snug. We also glued up here just to make sure it got on there nice and tight, because we're not going into a metal beam, which is right here. Just by the way it had to lay out spatially. This 2x4 right here is acting as the corner stud, so we'll have a face we found the inside face right here. So right here, in the inside of the shower, up until the windowsill, there's gonna be like this little box right here. It comes down. That'll house our water heater and probably also our water pump in this like cavity right here, and it'll come up and then over into the windows, into this area where there'll be like some plexiglass right here. I think it's good.
This will also be where our composting toilet is.
Yeah.
Where's that going to be, Ryan?
I guess so. You just like come over here maybe. So the way our layout's gonna be is, this is like a big, our shower area is 24 by 36, so it's 36 wide, 24 deep, and basically it's a wet bath, so the entire thing is the shower, and there's gonna be a composting toilet inside of it. So the door will swing open. I'm pretty sure it's this way, right?
Yeah.
So it'll swing open this way, and then you'll hop in, and it'll shut behind you, and the composting toilet will be right here. So you'll, use the toilet, and then shower head's back here. I'm probably gonna take shower sitting down. So the shower head's removable, so you just like, grab it. I'll probably be like this. You guys can probably stand up a little bit more straight.
Yeah, I can stand up perfectly, even in the shortest part of the bus.
Yeah. I'm not blessed with.
Well,
I don't know if it's considered being blessed, being short.
this is the one time in my life that being short is paying off. That's not true, but it does help.
If I was like 6 foot, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, you're just above average. In a bad way. Alright, so what we're doing is we have, this is a pocket hole jig, and what it does is it drills into the wood sideways at a 45-degree angle, so that way the next piece that butts into it on this side has a clean line going in at an angle to attach these two essentially butt to butt. I don't know, can you describe that any differently?
Yeah. Concealing screws and cabinetry. So.
Yeah, it's essentially countersinking. So it's what we've been doing for all of our other screws, but it's a much cleaner and repeatable way of doing it.
You want me to start in this one?
An empty cabinet looks like this, and then mostly filled up with foam. It looks like this. We're doing this for two reasons. One of the main reasons why is we weren't able to fit pink foam in the curved shape that is the wheel well. And the second reason is because of sound insulation. One of our friends, family friends who works on school buses for a living, told us that the majority of our sound noise comes from the wheel wells and like rocks getting slinged up into the bottom of it, as well as just road noise in general. So we're using spray foam, and it requires you to shake for 30 seconds, but we found the sweet spots close to about 2 minutes. You want the foam to be pretty fluffy. It comes out not so fluffy sometimes, and that's not good. So
Remember, shake it more than twice.
pro tip when buying the self-inflating, self-expanding foam, don't buy the off-brand, buy great stuff, because 1 can was equal to 2 cans of the off-brand stuff. So thanks for watching that video, guys. We hope that you enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions, leave a thing down below. If you like this video, give us a like, or feel free to subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at The Voyager Project. See you around next week.
Well, that's Instagram. Yeah. I just ran through it again in my head, but I messed up in my head.
I was like, start, go.
I was expecting to be like, quiet on the set, and just like Ryan just like composing himself, and then just lost it.